Amounted to 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Edo State Governor, Imo State.
Hello, welcome. This is Celebration TV News Desk, and I have Femi Marks. First, the headlines. From the local news, the people of Hiraho received Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman. Armed Forces Day, Buhari Osinbajo, Lawan Gbajabiamila eulogize fallen heroes. From the foreign scene, Trump knew exactly what was going on, belining hate claims. On business, Nigerians call the attention of the CBN over unreversed debit. And on sport, Edo holds festival ahead of 2020 NSF. Stay with us. We'll give you details after this short break. Welcome back. Now to local news. The people of Iraho received Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman. The Iraho is a small community in Etseko Central local government of Edo State in Nigeria. And it's about 25 kilometers from Auchi, where the headquarters of the Omega Farm Ministries is located. The community has different denominations of the Christian faith. The major occupation of the people of Iraho is farming, and farmers are known to be at work in the early hours of the day. However, news has it that Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, the wife of Apostle Johnson Suleiman, and the First Lady of Omega Farm Ministries, will be visiting the town of Iraho today at 4 p.m. for an evangelical crusade tagged Greater Works 2020. Dr. Lizzie Suleiman is said to have received an assignment from God in the last quarter of the year 2019 to preach in villages and local communities, and is mandated for the salvation of souls and liberation of captives held bound by forces of darkness. The very first of such programs was on the 6th of November when Dr. Lizzie Suleiman began an invasion into villages with the gospel of Jesus Christ. This was in Uzure community at the Hayuro Secondary School field. The aftermath of this crusade by the women of God in the lives of the people of this community is to bless your land, bless the work of your hands, and open them to development, and she has been sent by God. And still from local saying, Armed Forces Day, Buhari Osinbajo, Lawan Gbajabiamila eulogize fallen heroes. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and other top regime officials on Wednesday honored fallen members of the Nigerian Armed Forces by laying words at the National Arcade in Abuja. This yearly event is held to remember the sacrifices of the departed soldiers made fighting in wars to defend the country and keep it united. The laying of wreath brought to an end the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration, which started with the launching of the emblem of P-form saying of prayers in churches, mosques, in memory of the fallen heroes. Proceedings at Wednesday event started as soon as Buhari arrived at the venue by 10:17 a.m. He was followed by his deputy, Imo State, the Senate President Ahmad Lawan, Speaker of the House of Representatives Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, and Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mohammed Tanko. The President first inspected the parade by the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Air Force, and Nigerian Legion. As has been the tradition, the bugle was sounded to recall the memories of the fallen heroes, reminding families and veterans the supreme price they paid for the nation. Following a minute silence observed for the departed soldiers, Buhari led the government officials to lay wreaths at the arcade of Osinbajo, Lawan Gbajabiamila, and Tanko all took turn to lay wreath at the venue. The Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, retired, the service chiefs, and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Mohammed Bello, also laid wreaths. And still from the local news, Sanwo-Olu urges sacrifice for peace and unity. The governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on Wednesday asked Nigerians to sacrifice for peace and desist from actions that could divide the country. He noted that the citizenry had a responsibility to keep Nigeria on the path of sustainable prosperity and unity, adding that it was the best way to honor the patriotism of men of the Nigerian Armed Forces who died while protecting the country. Sanwo-Olu spoke after laying wreath at the Remembrance Arcade, Tafawa Balewa School, Lagos Island, in commemoration of the 2020 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. The governor observed that the labor of the fallen heroes would not be in vain if citizens remained resolute in defending the unity of Nigeria. Sanwo-Olu said the state was committed to working with security agencies to strengthen professionalism in the discharge of their constitutional duties. He pledged that the Lagos State would remain friendly and maintain non-discriminatory approach towards members of the armed forces seconded to the state for duties. The governor said no fewer than 2,000 members of the Nigerian Legion, who were mainly ex-servicemen, had been engaged by the state to support security operations across Lagos. This, he explained, underscored government's readiness to continue to improve the welfare of ex-service personnel and honor their bravery. And lastly, from the local news, Uzodimma sworn in begin probe of 3 ex-governors. The new governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodimma, on Wednesday initiated the process of the probe of contracts awarded from 2010 to date in the state. He also sought the comprehensive financial status of the state within the same period. Former governors Ikedio Hakim, Rochus Okorochus, and Emeka Dio were in charge of the state during the period. The governor gave the order in his inaugural speech after he was sworn in. He said his administration was anchored on rehabilitation, reconstruction, and recovery. According to him, he will revive the state and make it work again. He said the judiciary demonstrated courage by declaring him the duly elected governor of the state. He said his victory at the Supreme Court would not have been possible without the support of the leadership of All Progressives Congress. Earlier, the Independent National Electoral Commission on Wednesday gave the certificate of return to Uzodimma. He said the Apex Court corrected the wrongs of the lower court and the Court of Appeal and used its eagle's eye of the law to give him justice. And congratulations to the governor there. Now, away from local news, we go to foreign news. Trump knew exactly what was going on. Glenn Haidt claims U.S. and China signed deal to ease trade war. Please stay with us. We'll give you details after this short break.
Years comes and goes, flowers and plants wither and dies, but God's faithfulness remaineth. This is how far God has taken us. Come enjoy this surge of excitement as we celebrate Ebenezer 2020, February.
You're welcome back. Now to foreign news. Trump knew exactly what was going on. Giuliani hate claims. An aide to Rudy Giuliani claims President Trump knew exactly what was going on regarding effort to pressure Ukraine into investigating former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. Lev Panos, a close associate of Mr. Trump's lawyer, made the comment in an interview with MSNBC. Mr. Panos, who is facing separate criminal charges, and said Mr. Giuliani was never investigating corruption. The intention was to damage a potential Democratic rival to President Trump. The president denied the allegations. Donald Trump was impeached in the U.S. House of Representatives last month and is accused of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The case was sent to the Senate on Wednesday. Mr. Panos said that the president is lying and knew that unless there was an investigation into Mr. Biden and his son Hunter, who was a director of Ukrainian gas company, military aid would be withheld to Ukraine. He also claimed that the investigation was about to dig in depth on Mr. Biden, who is seeking Democratic nomination to challenge Donald Trump in this year's U.S. presidential election. Earlier this week, letters, phone records, notes, and flash drives were obtained from Mr. Panos, a Ukrainian-American businessman, in a bid to bolster Democrats' case against Mr. Trump at the forthcoming Senate trial. Documents show that Ukraine-born Mr. Panos was in regular contact with Mr. Giuliani as well as Ukrainian officials, and suggest that Mr. Panos was directly involved in trying to have Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky look into Mr. Biden. And more from foreign news now. U.S. and China have signed deal to ease trade war. The U.S. and China have signed an agreement aimed at easing the trade war that has rattled markets and weighed on the global economy. Speaking in Washington, U.S. President Donald Trump said the pact will be transformative for the U.S. economy. Chinese leaders called it a win-win deal that would help foster better relations between the two countries. China has pledged to boost U.S. imports by $200 billion above 2017 levels and strengthen intellectual property rules. In exchange, the U.S. has agreed to have some of the new tariffs it had imposed on Chinese products. However, the majority of the border taxes remain in place, which has prompted business groups to call for further talks. There's a lot of work to do ahead, said Jeremy Waterman, president of the China Center at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Bottom line is they should enjoy today, but not wait too long to get back to the table for phase 2. The U.S. and China have engaged in a tit-for-tat tariff war since 2018, which has led to extra import taxes being levied on more than $450 billion worth of traded goods. The ongoing dispute has disrupted trade flows, dampened global economic growth, and unnerved investors. And now to business news. Nigerians called the attention of CBN over unreversed debit, and Turkey highs road contract holders in Nigeria. Stay with us. We'll give you details after the short break.
The foundation of the earth reveals the handiwork of His excellence.
I see God creating opportunities for you.
Amen.
I see God giving you ideas that will stand you out.
Amen. Behold His great works, empowered with the right spirit, separated for His glory.
Rakataba Sandaba. Connected to the right men and women. Power of God. Latakata Rapata.
Greater Works 2020 with a dynamic mother, Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman. Date 16th January 2020, 3 p.m. prompt by Uralo Primary School Feed, Irago, Edo State, Nigeria. For updates, please call +234 806 464 6180. Your light has come.
You're welcome back. Nigerians call the attention of CBN over unreversed debit, not business news. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Tuesday, 13 January 2020, made known recent development about the postponement of its January 2020 Monetary Policy Committee meeting to the public. The statement, which iterated that the meeting, which was previously built to hold on the 28th and 21st of January, has now been rescheduled for Thursday and Friday, January 2020, 23rd and 24th, was made known via a tweet by the verified handle of the CBN. While a few individuals were concerned about the reason for the recent development, majority see it as an opportunity to call the attention of the CBN to hold the reoccurring issues of unreversed debit with the various banks. Situations cited to surround the various transactions involve the use of MasterCards, ATMs, and even mobile apps. They pleaded with the CBN to help defend your rights, as several purported complaints had been lodged with the various banks involved, but no positive response has been gotten, neither has any action been taken to help recover their money. An aggrieved customer took a step further to state that she was ready to risk it all and also to engage in court proceedings, as she couldn't contain the situation anymore. While a few of the banks involved quickly reached out to the complainants in an attempt to provide a solution, the CBN has maintained its silence and is yet to make a comment on the situation. And still on business news, Turkey highs road contract orders in Nigeria. The Republic of Turkey is looking to increase its trade volume in Nigeria in road construction and engineering. The country's Minister of Trade, Russia Pekin, has said. Pekin, in company with the Turkish ambassador to Nigeria, Melih Hularen, and some Turkish investors, disclosed these at the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing during a courtesy visit to the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola. She said the purpose of the visit was to seek increased collaborations with the FMWA, describing Nigeria as one of the most important countries and the biggest economy in Africa. Pekin told our host that Nigeria had great potential in road construction and engineering, adding that the country was blessed with experts in the respective fields. She therefore urged the ministry to consider Turkish investors in the identified sectors. Responding, the Minister of State for Works and Housing, Abubakar Aliyu, said there was a need for more collaboration between Nigeria and Turkey for the development of both countries. Aliyu, who received the Turkish minister and our team on behalf of Fashola, said in order to achieve success in our development, since Nigeria and Turkey have common development goals, there is need to share knowledge in technological investment. Aliyu further noted that the FMWH was open to partnership with local and foreign investors in the construction of roads across the country. And now to sport news. Edo hold festival ahead of 2020 NSL. Osimhen is Europe's fourth top under-23 scorer. And on Arsenal celebrates 21 years of signing Kanu. Stay with us. Details come shortly.
Years comes and goes, flowers and plants wither and dies, but God's faithfulness remaineth. This is how far God has taken us. Come enjoy this surge of excitement as we celebrate Ebenezer 2020, February.
Yeah, now to sport news now. Edo holds festival ahead of 2020 NSF. The Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, on Wednesday leads the unity torch for the State Sports Festival with athletes drawn from the 18 local government areas of the state ahead of the National Sport Festival scheduled to begin in March. The Unity Torch was presented to the governor by Vice Chairman Team Edo, Mrs. Anita May at the Government House in Benin City on Wednesday. After receiving the torch, Obaka said, "I have the unique flair to light up the Edo 2020 Sport Festival Unity Torch." The governor handed over the torch to the Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, who also passed it to the Chairman, Edo State Sports Commission, Godwin Dudu Arume. The Sports Commission Chairman passed the torch to athletes who would travel with it across the 18 local government areas of the state. The Edo State Festival is expected to commence on February the 10th. The festival is organized to select athletes that will represent the state at the 2020 National Sport Festival, which will be hosted by the state. And still on sports, Osimhen is Europe's fourth top under-23 scorer. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen is fourth in the goal scoring chart for under-23 players across Europe's top 5 leagues. Osimhen has scored 10 League One goals for Lille so far this season, and he is tied on the same spot with Inter Milan forward Lautaro Martinez in the under-23 chart. Marcus Rashford currently sits top of the list with 14 goals for Manchester United, while his England teammate Tammy Abraham adds 13 to his name as he continued to impressively lead the line for Chelsea. Kylian Mbappe is third on the list with 11 goals. Borussia Dortmund's Jadon Sancho, who has 9 goals to his name, is tied with Manchester City striker Gabriel Jesus with the same number of goals. Everton's Richarlison and teammate Dominic Calvert-Lewin have both scored 8 times this season. Real Sociedad striker Mikel Oyarzabal makes up the 10th spot in the under-23 goal scoring chart with 7, as La Liga outfit on for an unlikely Champions League spot. Meanwhile, 21-year-old Osimhen was the youngest to reach 10 goals in any of the Europe's top 5 leagues this season. It was 20 years and 357 days as at the time he scored against Monaco in a 5-1 bashing on December 21st, 2019. And lastly on sport, Arsenal celebrate 21 years of signing Kanu. 2-time CAF African Player of the Year, Nwankwo Kanu, was on Wednesday celebrated by English Premier League club Arsenal, following a glamorous career with the London club. Wednesday made it 21 years when Arsenal signed Kanu from Serie A giant Inter Milan. To mark the signing, the Gunners accompanied a tweet with a video of Kanu's best 5 goals scored at the club on their Twitter handle. A statement on the club's official Twitter handle reads, "On this day, 21 years ago, we signed the one and only Kanu." The former Super Eagles players was signed by former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger on January 15, 1999 for 4 million euro after struggling for first team action at Inter. Kanu was made 119 appearances for the North London club and scored 44 goals before departing for West Bromwich Albion in 2004. During his time at the Gunners, the 43-year-old won 2 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, and 1 FA Community Shield. And congratulations to Kanu Nwankwo on that achievement. And that's what we have for you today from Newsroom Celebration TV Desk. In case you missed all the news, here are the headlines again. From the local scene, the people of Iran received Dr. Lizzie Johnson Suleiman. Armed Forces Day, Buhari, Osinbajo, Lawan, and Benjamin Miller eulogized fallen heroes. From the foreign scene, Trump knew exactly what was going on, belied 8 claims. And on business, Nigerians called the attention of CBN over on reverse debit. Finally, from sport now, Edo holds festival ahead of 2020 NSL. Thanks for staying tuned to Celebration TV. You can follow us on all our social media handles. You can follow us on Facebook, on Celebration TV, on Instagram. We are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, it is at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it is www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. And you can also watch us on our Sky platform on channel 598 that covers all of Europe. Thanks for staying tuned. I hope you have a wonderful time. I am Femi Max, and bye for now.